today we're going to go over what is going to come in your lab bag. Alright, well first of all, on the outside, you can see that there's a little spot. This is a badge, like a name tag. You can go ahead and write your name on here. I think it's a good idea to go ahead and do that since everybody's looks exactly the same. And then you can put your email on there, and if you wanted to, your phone number as well. So when you open it, it's a good idea to go ahead and locate the sheet. There is a sheet in there for you to look at, and we're going to go through this sheet. So I'm going to try to go in order and find the stuff. Alright, so the first thing that's on your list is a CVS Kit. Alright, and that is going to look like this. It says Cardinal Health on it. And on the back, you can see that it says CVC dressing. So this right here is your kit for that. With that kit, you have some other things with that. The first thing here is this bio patch. So here's the bio patch. It says Demo B patch, and then a stat lock. It says stat lock right there. These all go together. Now what I wanted to tell you about this right here is what it looks like when we do the CVC dressings. And you can see that there's a stat lock down here and a bio patch right here. When you take this dressing off, so like when you go to take this dressing off, instead of throwing these pieces away like you would in real life, what you're going to do is you're going to actually just put them off to the side, put them on your trash pile, all right? And then you're going to keep this stat lock and keep that bio patch. You're going to place them, when you're done with the whole skill, back into their respective containers so that you can practice the next time. And then the ones that were in your bag will be on the mannequin. Now with this stat lock, I'm going to go ahead and open this one. The back of the stat lock, here's the front, here's the back. In real life, you would take all of this backing off when you place it on your patient. For us, we really don't want you to take any of the backing off. You could, if you really need to, you can place just like a small amount of the sticky stuff onto the mannequin or the model. But it's really best to just keep it like this, and then when you go to take this off of the mannequins, you're going to need somebody else to hold down the ends of the stat lock for you to mimic that it's stuck to the skin so that you can go ahead and open these clasps right here on their own. We really don't want you to break these clasps either, so they close. So they close like this. Let me just see. It's really bright. I know it's kind of hard to see. And they open. Oh gosh. So there's a bottom, and then it opens over here. So these flaps right here are what you open. All right. The next thing that you're going to have is a Foley catheter kit. Now all of this comes in one big kit like this. It says 16 French Foley catheter. Everything you need is in that catheter. However, there are some swab sticks that you are going to change out of your pack and use it on your, when you do your check your skill. I'll have to find that later. I'll look for those at the end. All right, some other things that you have. For the wound care, all right, you have a sterile drape, so you can use that. Alrighty. We've got a lot of stuff here. We've got the ABD pad. That's for wound care. We've got the non-woven gauze 4x4. That looks like this for you guys. We have a fluff gauze. This is what you use to pack wounds. Alrighty. And we have a drain sponge here. This is for either trachs or any kind of tube that you have to dress or anything like that. I saw the other one. We have sterile cotton swabs that you can practice either packing a wound or just opening up that sterile drape and adding items to a sterile field. I found those simulated swab sticks. So here are the simulated swab sticks, and inside your Foley Kit there is a pack of real betadine swab sticks. So when you open it up, either you or your partner just go ahead and take those out. You can just throw them away and place this into your kit and pretend it's still sterile, like that never happened. And you can actually use these on the mannequin. They just have water on them. All right, and then you have some IV therapy items. So you have a couple of different solutions. It might look a little different, but you have a 100 ml bag, and then you're going to have a 500 ml bag. And you can use these to practice your IV skills with. You're going to have a gravity tubing. This one is kind of bigger. All right, and you'll see when you open it, it's got a roller clamp. You're going to have a plumb set tubing. This actually says plumb set on it, and it has this little, they call that the plumb set, this little piece in there, the cassette. That's what they call that. Then you have the secondary tubing, which is piggyback, and it has a hook. So you can see the hook through the bag there. You guys are going to have, ooh, almost came out. This is a blue isolation gown to practice PPE with. I know there's a mask. You should also have a mask. This bag just didn't have a mask, I guess. And then the syringes. So you do have a bundle of syringes here. You've got a 20 ml syringe, which you can even use to irrigate things with. You have a 10 ml syringe. You can pretend that it's full of saline, and you can flush the PICC line. You can also attach it to the IV pumps. It attaches to the plumb set tubing, and you can do this thing called back priming if there's an air bubble or something going on with your tubing. Then you have a 3 ml syringe and a 5 ml syringe that you're going to practice giving shots with. Now with these syringes, you're going to keep them, all right? So you can practice multiple times. Now when you come to lab, you're going to have some needles here that you're going to screw on to these syringes. When you're done with them, you need to engage the safety on the needle. Boop. All right, and then what you're going to do for lab only, not at clinical and not in real life, is you're going to screw the needle off of these two syringes that you have and place the needle with the safety already in place, so the end of it's covered up so you can't prick yourself. So you just take it off, place that into the sharps, but you keep these syringes so that you can come back a different day, put a different new needle on it. There are some needles where the syringe and the needle are already attached, and those we have for you in the lab. And those are, once you're done practicing with that one for the day, you engage the safety, and that whole thing goes into the sharps, and you have to get a new one to practice a different time. So the only thing, I'm not sure what happened to this bag, but is like a yellow surgical mask, so that should be in your bag also. But also Mount Carmel has ordered you guys some masks that are cotton, and you could always use that to practice putting on and taking off your PPE, and goggles and gloves will be on site for you. The last thing I want to talk about is the sterile gloves. These are not in your bag, and what you're going to need to do is when you get onto campus and you're here for lab, you're going to actually pick your size out. So you get one set of sterile gloves here. All right, they come in a package and then another package. And if something happens to your sterile glove at some point, let's say you have like this, let's say this one rips or whatever, it rips. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna grab a regular set of gloves, a regular set, and to make them sterile, to keep practicing, all you do is take your glove like this and invert the end here to make a little cuff. And then you can keep the wrapper, place it back in your wrapper. So you wanna keep the wrapper here and the wrapper here, and you're going to use the wrappers and then some cuffed gloves to practice your sterile gloving. All right, I think that is it. I will do a little picture of this stuff, and you guys have fun.